Unveiling the truth behind a wrongful conviction, Jackie Wilson's 36-year fight for justice against the Chicago PD. By Darius Spearman, African Elements. Support African Elements at patreon.com/AfricanElements and hear recent news in a single playlist. Additionally, you can gain early access to ad-free video content. The tragic injustice of Jackie Wilson's story. Jackie Wilson's nightmare started in 1982. That year, he was falsely accused of killing 2 Chicago police officers. This mistake stole 36 years from him. Wilson's long battle to clear his name spotlights the deep flaws in our justice system. It calls loudly for change. Jackie Wilson, wrongfully convicted in 1982 for the murder of 2 Chicago police officers, was awarded a $17 million settlement. News 1. The long road to justice. For decades, Wilson fought to prove his innocence. His story is a tough reminder of how hard it is to correct wrongful convictions. Wilson's resilience through his trials and retrials shows his strong spirit. Yet, his journey also underlines the urgent need for reforms in our legal system. The cost of wrongful convictions. Wilson's case is not just a personal tragedy. It reflects a bigger issue that affects many others. Wrongful convictions rob people of their time, dignity, and sometimes their lives. They also shake our trust in the legal system. Therefore, it is clear we must find ways to prevent such mistakes and fix them quickly when they happen. The need for systemic change. Wilson's fight is a wake-up call for all of us. It shows the importance of looking closely at our justice system. Consequently, we need to find and fix its weaknesses. This is the only way to make sure no one else suffers like Wilson did. Wilson's wrongful conviction and eventual exoneration tell a story of pain, hope, and the fight for justice. In short, it is a call to action for all of us to work towards a fairer and more just system. A legacy of Chicago police brutality. The story of the Chicago Police Department's torture and coerced confession techniques came to the forefront because of cases like Jackie Wilson's. Sadly, this chapter of history is a painful reminder of the need for accountability and change in law enforcement practices. Accordingly, it stresses the importance of ensuring such abuses never happen again. Wilson was coerced into confessing to the murders by detectives under the command of John Burge, who used physical abuse and electroshock tactics. News 1. Uncovering the truth. The exposure of Commander John Burge's Midnight Crew and their horrific methods was a turning point. It forced the city to confront its dark legacy of police misconduct. Significantly, this revelation was not just about a few bad actors. It was a systemic problem that allowed such abuses to continue unchecked. The fight for reparations. The fight against Chicago's police brutality is also a fight for justice and reparations for the victims. The city's efforts to compensate those harmed by these practices mark a step toward acknowledging and healing the wounds of the past. Yet, true justice requires more than financial compensation. It requires structural changes to prevent future abuses. A call for systemic reform. The legacy of police brutality in Chicago serves as a stark reminder of the work still needed to ensure police accountability and reform. This history teaches us the importance of transparency, oversight, and community involvement in policing. Furthermore, it is a call to action for all of us to advocate for a system that protects and serves every member of the community equitably. The story of police brutality in Chicago, highlighted by cases like Jackie Wilson's, is a sobering lesson on the importance of vigilance, accountability, and reform in law enforcement. Accordingly, it challenges us to build a future where such injustices are relics of the past. The battle for justice and reform. The fight for Jackie Wilson's freedom wasn't just about correcting a single wrong. It became a symbol of the broader struggle against prosecutorial misconduct and the systemic flaws within our justice system. Prosecutorial misconduct and the need for systemic reform. The exposure of prosecutorial misconduct in Wilson's case sheds light on a disturbing aspect of the justice system. It's not just about individual errors, but about a culture that too often prioritizes convictions over truth. Two former Cook County prosecutors face charges for their misconduct, showcasing systemic issues within the justice system. WTTW News. Highlighting the need for oversight. The charges against former prosecutors Nick Trutenko and Andrew Horvat for concealing evidence underline the necessity for rigorous oversight and accountability mechanisms within the prosecutorial system. Hence, their actions represent a betrayal of the trust placed in them to uphold justice fairly and without bias. Advocating for transparency and justice. Wilson's legal battles underscore the need for transparency in the justice system. Additionally, advocacy groups and legal reformers argue for laws that ensure open access to evidence and the processes that lead to convictions. This transparency is crucial for building trust between the community and those tasked with its protection. Overcoming legal and institutional obstacles. Wilson's repeated trials and the challenge of overturning his wrongful conviction highlight the systemic barriers that victims of torture and coerced confession face in their quest for justice. On the other hand, the persistence of Wilson and his supporters in seeking his exoneration underscores the resilience needed to navigate and reform the justice system. Wilson's legal team and supporters fought tirelessly to overturn his conviction, highlighting the injustices he faced. News 1. A testament to resilience and hope. The journey to justice for Jackie Wilson and others like him is fraught with obstacles. Yet, it is also a testament to the human spirit's resilience. It's a reminder that the fight for justice, no matter how daunting, is always worth the effort. It inspires hope for a future where the justice system is truly just and equitable for all. The battle for justice and reform, exemplified by Jackie Wilson's story, is a clarion call for systemic change. Thus, it urges us to demand a system that respects the rights and dignity of every individual, ensuring that tragedies like Wilson's are never repeated. Settlement and beyond, a call for accountability. The $17 million settlement awarded to Jackie Wilson by Cook County is more than a personal triumph. Importantly, it serves as a public admission of the injustices he suffered and represents a significant moment in the ongoing fight for accountability and reform within the criminal justice system. The $17 million settlement awarded to Wilson not only acknowledges the injustices he suffered but also serves as a critical moment for accountability. WTTW News. A symbol of justice. This settlement transcends monetary compensation. It symbolizes the long overdue acknowledgement of wrongs committed not only against Wilson but against many others subjected to unjust treatment by the justice system. This acknowledgement is a vital step towards healing and rebuilding trust between communities and the institutions meant to serve them. The importance of public acknowledgement. The public nature of the settlement serves as a powerful statement against the backdrop of systemic injustices. In addition, it forces a reckoning with past abuses and lays the groundwork for a more transparent and equitable justice system. Further, public acknowledgement of past wrongs is crucial for fostering a culture of accountability and preventing future injustices. Moving forward, the path to reform. The settlement is not an end but a beginning. It opens the door to deeper discussions about necessary reforms within the criminal justice system. Accordingly, these discussions must address the root causes of wrongful convictions, police brutality, and prosecutorial misconduct. Unquestionably, implementing systemic changes is essential for ensuring that the injustices Wilson faced do not happen to others. Advocacy and continued vigilance. Wilson's case reminds us of the importance of continued advocacy and vigilance in the pursuit of justice and accountability. Moreover, it highlights the role of individuals, communities, and organizations in pushing for systemic reforms and holding those in power accountable. The settlement, while significant, is just one step in the ongoing journey towards a more just and equitable society. The settlement awarded to Jackie Wilson is a watershed moment in the struggle for justice and accountability. What's more, it represents hope for the future and a call to action for all those committed to reforming the criminal justice system. As we celebrate this victory, we must also commit to the hard work of building a system that truly embodies the principles of justice and equality. About the author. Darius Spearman is a professor of Black Studies at San Diego City College, where he has been pursuing his love of teaching since 2007. He is the author of several books, including Between the Color Lines, A History of African Americans on the California Frontier through 1890. You can visit Darius online at africanelements.org.